and he's dealt with it very well.
And so 4 more years with Joe Biden would help the country get back into a better place?
I think so. Otherwise, 4 more years of Donald Trump, no.
What do you think is going to happen if Donald Trump gets put into office?
I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine. I'm actually looking to buy something out of the country in case that happens.
Really?
Yes.
What would be your big fear if Donald Trump gets put and elected back into office?
Well, my biggest fear is, he'll just end democracy.
The 2024 presidential elections coming up. We're going to be asking people here in the city what they think about America and who they're going to be voting for in the presidential election between Trump and Joe Biden. Looks like we got 2 people that are going to be competing this year. And this is the first of many election specials I will be doing on my channel. Make sure you subscribe to not miss a single one. And now let's ask Americans who they are voting for in 2024. Who would you be voting for in the election?
Joe Biden, of course.
What makes you want to vote for Joe Biden?
Because of what he's done.
What has he done for America?
Oh, come on. He saved the country from the economic mess that Trump left with, infrastructure. It was a big thing that Trump said, I'll get this infrastructure thing done. He never did. Biden did.
So do you think Joe Biden was put in a bad spot when he came into the presidency?
Yeah, it was horrendous. It was a horrendous, entry. He had a lot to deal with, and he's dealt with it very well.
So 4 more years with Joe Biden would help the country get back into a better place?
I think so. Otherwise, 4 more years of Donald Trump.
No. What do you think is going to happen if Donald Trump gets put in office?
I can't imagine. I don't want to imagine. I'm actually looking to buy something out of the country in case that happens.
Oh, so this guy is right. Trump was such a bad president, right? Oh, let's break it down. Started wars, increased inflation, increased grocery prices, increased gas prices, open borders, illegal immigrants or migrants, undocumented, flooding into the country. Some have even called it an invasion. Yeah, Trump is a bad man. He's done so many bad things. Wait a minute. Those weren't the things that Trump has done. Those were the things that Biden has done. So yes, Trump, so bad. This gentleman said he's looking for something out of the country. How many times have we heard people, especially celebrities or notorious individuals, say that they're going to leave the country if Biden becomes president? Well, I'm still waiting. That's the way you feel? Like I've told somebody before. You feel that there's other countries out there that are better than America, that can benefit you more than America, then best believe, I think that you should go to those countries because it's in your best benefit. If you really believe that, if you really think that, go do it. If he says he wants to leave the country because Trump becomes president, then you know what? Leave. Bye-bye. See you later. Arrivederci.
Really?
Yes.
What would be your big fear if Donald Trump gets put and elected back in office?
Oh, he's going to be a dictator, probably.
Well, my biggest fear is, he'll just end democracy.
Really? You think he'd become a dictator in America?
Absolutely.
With Joe Biden, a lot of immigrants have came into America. What do you think about the migrant crisis here in the United States?
Well, I think that it is a problem, the migrant crisis. But, Biden was supporting the Republicans and the Democrats came up with a plan, and then Trump squashed it, was opposed to it, only for political reasons. So if you're really concerned about the problem, this bipartisan bill was an answer.
Why is it not getting pushed through?
Well, because Trump told his Republicans, his MAGA Republicans, not to pass it.
Do you think?
So this is highly incorrect. But before I address that issue, I want to say that, I published a book, Leftism, The Mental Illnesses of the Left, out now on Amazon. Probably be a link in the description. But nevertheless, there's a lot of left-leaning aspects that people on the left have as mental frameworks in which cause them to think in specific ways. And one of those ways is that if this particular thing happens, then the world is going to end. Democracy is going to be completely over. My life is going to be terrible. The world is going to go to an end, and the future is going to be bleak. Aaron Beck, who's done tremendous amounts of research on these particular aspects of thought from a psychological lens, has shown that these particular thoughts are rooted in individuals who typically have some form of depression. And explicitly laid out in my book, it shows that individuals on the left actually have depression at rates that are 2 to 3 times higher than that of people on the right. So I don't know if this individual particularly has that, but he does have those worthless types of beliefs. He does have those depression types of beliefs that if this outcome happens, which is an outcome that I don't want, the world is going to win. Democracy is going to be over. Okay, that is a neurotic based belief that usually is prohibited on the left. And let's get into this a little bit, and we'll talk about the bipartisan spew that he's getting ready to spew out.
Trump's part of the problem here in the border crisis.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you know that a lot of cartels, a lot of people are making lots and lots of money off the Biden crisis? Do you know that each person that comes through the border is paying anywhere?
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's terrible. It's awful.
You think any of that money is getting put in Joe Biden or Gavin Newsom's pocket?
No way.
Don't think it's possible at all?
No, I don't.
And why do you think they want to keep it going? If more and more people are suffering and cartels are making tons of...
They don't want to keep it going. When you say they, who are you talking about?
Joe Biden, the government.
No, they don't want to keep it going.
And this year we'll be having a...
So that bipartisan bill that he's talking about, first of all, this bill was put on the table to hopefully be put in by the Democrats during the Biden administration. This was not a thought during the Trump administration. So him saying that Trump is the reason why the bill never went through is completely and utterly false. It's a lie. Okay, Trump is not president. Trump is fighting his own legal cases right now, which most of them, as we know, are kind of frivolous. They're political tools to keep him from running. We get it. But at the end of the day, this bill was $118 billion for a bill supposedly for bipartisanship to take care of the border. But in actuality, approximately $60 billion of this was money and dollars going where? To Ukraine. So the Democrats had used this bill as a way to funnel other forms of money to their political agendas. This was not something that was transparent, and Republicans shot it down because it was a hack.
Election between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. Who are you guys going to be supporting?
That's a difficult question because I feel like it's picking lesser of two evils.
There's no such thing as picking a lesser of two evils. Yes, you might have two candidates. They're both not that good. But if you explicitly vote for somebody, you're not voting for them because you think they're evil. This is nonsense. When people say a lesser of two evils, what they're really saying is that I don't want you to look at me in a bad way. So I know both candidates are not that great. So for you not to criticize me, I'm just going to say I'm picking the lesser of two evils. No, you're not. If you're going to vote for somebody, you're actually going to vote for somebody because you think they're good. Nobody casts a vote for somebody they think is evil. Okay? That's not what people do. Okay? You take this situation and somebody might ask you from a hypothetical situation, would you rather drink battery acid or rat poison? You don't say, well, I'm going to drink rat poison because it's the lesser of two evils. Nobody does that. Nobody does that. When you vote for somebody, you are aligning your name with that person. You're not going to align your name with somebody who you think is utterly evil. Okay? It's a word play. Oh, the lesser of two evils. Well, you must be a good person because you're picking the lesser of two evils. No, this is a joke. Word play.
Personally, I think my vote will go to Joe Biden because I just stay voting Democrat.
What do you guys think will happen to Donald Trump when
I'm not saying conservatives don't do this on the right, but typically people on the left do continue just to vote Democratically because that's just dogmatically what they do. And as we see when it comes to minorities, especially, we dogmatically typically vote on the left. This is also in my book in a transparent way.
Again,
I have no idea, but at this point, I don't think it's lesser of two evils. I think they're both equally as evil. I think we've seen now, especially with everyone's stances on Palestine, the fact that we're just allowing a genocide to happen.
No comment.
They're both just as bad, I think.
what do you guys think about the current state of America right now?
Well, I think, first of all, we're focusing on the wrong problems. Like, I know that they're trying to, ban TikTok right now when there's so many other problems in our country, like the migrant crisis, like inflation is going crazy. People can't afford college tuition, and I think that's way more important than focusing on some stupid app kids go.
So obviously those young girls don't know anything. And it's not just some stupid app that people go on. This company is a China-based company, ByteDance, if I'm naming it correctly, is a company that grabs more data and more information out of its users than any other social media app that people use or software. And it's doing it at what us in America would consider to be illegal. And it's a data harvesting platform, essentially. And out of all of the platforms, this probably has the least amount of free speech than all the other platforms. So the reason the government has raised the red flag is because this company is essentially getting all the data from Americans and other people at a rate that essentially is looked at as illegal, and they're using it for their own demise over there in the CCP. Nevertheless, I wouldn't expect these young girls to know that, and I wouldn't expect New Yorkers to know that, because New Yorkers are pretty much the most progressive city in America and maybe the most uninformed.
You voting for 2024?
I mean, I never voted before, but hands down, Trump. I want Trump in office. So I feel like he has a great mind. I feel like when he was in office, our country was doing all right. It's not what it looks like right now.
Yeah, what's the current state of our country right now?
Open borders, more crime. His city, Trump is from New York. This city is a shithole right now. Let's be real. Let's be real with everybody.
And what's it like living here in New York?
I don't know. You know how it is. New Yorkers, we're proud to be New Yorkers at the end of the day, because there's no other city like this. No other city can compare or contrast to this. So to see the state that it's in right now is almost insane. Our own homeless population is on people my age, 22. I'm 22. I know I look older, but I'm 22. I see people my age on the street right now, and they can't get into shelters. It's ridiculous.
Does it make you mad that what's happening with Joe Biden as president?
I think it makes me mad. For the most part, you can see a difference between Trump and Biden.
So right now in New York City,
Pretty base guy. There are some base individuals in New York City. Nevertheless, he's a young guy, so he's not too indoctrinated. You know, the internet has allowed the younger demographics to see a different side. That's one thing about the internet is the internet lies about certain things, but the internet also doesn't lie. What I mean by that is you have a lot of lies on the internet, but you do have a lot of facts on the internet. And back in the day, you just had to rely on one or two sources. And if they weren't telling the truth, well, you just didn't get the truth. Let's speed it up a little bit.
City, the past 3 years since Joe Biden's been presidency, a lot of things have changed. What have been the main changes here in New York?
Well, if you're looking at it, the population has swelled with homeless and now with illegal or non-credentialed migrants. The crush of people on the resources of the land is telling. On the other side, the compassionate side, New York is a place of immigrants. Our whole history here before Biden has been immigration of all types. And I believe this one day will be something that we're going to solve by inclusion, not exclusion.
We're going to have mainly two options, Joe Biden and Donald Trump this year.
Mm-hmm.
Who will you be voting for?
I don't want to say yet. I'm on the fence.
Who are you leaning towards?
I have a Democrat background, history. The people before me, my elders, voted Democratic Party. But really, I'd like to know if there's a progressive, maybe a Kennedy, somebody who has other ideas. I'm looking for that. I'll say that I'm on the fence with either one. I actually don't. You might be surprised. I wouldn't. Trump would be great. I think the American people are getting exactly who they want. And now God help us.
Close attention to this lady because at the end of this video, she's sharing a shocking story about who she's voting for. Who are you going to be voting for in 2024?
A conservative. Well, I'd go for Trump. Yeah, I'd go for Trump. Yeah, I love my country. I served my country.
And how have you seen, for example, things like inflation affecting the people here in New York City?
To be honest, I don't pay attention to that much. To be honest,
We're going to have two people who are running for president, Donald Trump and Joe Biden. Who are you going to be voting for this year?
on the political side, I'm not that good. I follow a little bit, but I'll say Biden.
Biden.
Yes.
What makes you want to?
Well, of course, he said Biden. He doesn't follow politics. People typically who are unintelligible when it comes to politics, generally, and this is an opinion, but I'm pretty sure I can get facts and data on this, they just denigrate to voting by default to Democrat. Because it just seems like the nice thing to do.
Vote for Joe Biden.
I think some of the things he says and tries to do, like change, for example, talking about the people, the situations they go through, like the only thing I'd want him to change may be the students' loan, things like that. But otherwise, I think he's doing a good.
Yeah, of course. You want some type of government assistant benefit / what some people would call handout. And that's what Democrats really are good for. I'm not saying we shouldn't do any of these things, but if that's what you're looking for, then of course you're going to vote Democratic.
Okay. You think Joe Biden should close the border?
Like, for what reasons? Like, why would he close the border?
Yeah, why would he close the border? What does he need to do that for? Why?
Yeah, I think let people be free. If people are allowed, people can cross and come. Let people come and look for the future. Let people come and look for, green pasture where they come from. Maybe you don't know where they come from, what they go through to make it down here. Survival, to be honest. So I don't think anyone has a right to put boundaries on anything in this world.
What change have you seen?
Yeah, man, let everyone come in. They're good people. They just want to bring the green pastures. Let the green pastures come in. Bring them in. That's all. That's all we want. Bring in the green pastures.
Past 3 years since Joe Biden's been elected or since he's been in office.
As far as New York?
And in America.
I think the economy's gotten better. I think...
Oh, yeah, the economy has gotten way better since Biden has been president. Of course it has.
A lot of repercussions from, let's say, other crises are coming during his presidency. The way his administration handled it could have been a lot worse. Yeah, I'll say it that way. No, I agree. We had a really, really soft landing on the economy as far as...
we had a really soft landing after the situation. We had a soft landing. Yeah.
Going into a full-blown recession, which didn't happen. It could have been a lot worse. He's cleaning up Trump's mess. It's like he's saying that there's a lot.
Well, yeah, he's cleaning up Trump's mess. The best economy we had in a long time. And Biden's cleaning up Trump's mess. Trump made a whole big mess. Low unemployment for minorities, black neighborhoods, funding towards HBCUs at a high rate. The trans pipeline to bring oil down the middle of the country to bring the price down dramatically. The list goes on and on and on and on and on and on and on. Lowering taxes. Oh, yes. But it's all Trump's fault.
A lot of jobs, but a lot of tech jobs are getting laid off. It's just, I guess we just got to shift and it's getting better. But I prefer Biden than the wannabe dictator.
So this year,
oh yeah, the dictator.
When elections come in November, you guys will be voting for
Kennedy.
Who do you think would be the best to clean up this situation?
Biden just needs to get more middle of the road. It's like there has to be a sensible
government, where it's like, listen, you cannot sacrifice the quality of life of actual citizens and taxpayers for the sake of like, okay, sanctuary, whatever. It's like, okay, enough's enough. It's like you walk into a bar and it says capacity 250 people. After that, you're really diminishing the resources and the safety. Well, that's the same thing with the city. It's like, come on.
So I'm here at the New York local.
Those guys have nothing to say.
She's lived here for 28 years. And how have you seen the city transform in those 28 years, and mainly in these past 3 years that you've been here with the migrant crisis right here on the corner?
There's a lot of conspiracy theories floating around about like the speaking invasion and stuff. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. I don't see anybody walking around with rifles or anything, so I'm not going to go there just yet.
And this year, it's 2024, we're going to have an election season. Gotten down to Joe Biden and Donald Trump. And with what's going on, who do you think will be best to fix this situation?
I don't know if it really makes a difference to me personally. I just think all politicians are criminals. It's just organized crime, and maybe some will do some good things and other bad things, and the other guy will do some good things and other bad things. So, like, I really don't trust the Republicans or the Democrats. I think they're all just a bunch of crooks. Crime and politics, same thing.
When you see people like that in the street, you meet people like that, stay away from them. There's those type of people. There's something sick going on.
Here in the Bronx now, who do I have the pleasure of speaking with?
Jalen, Tristy.
Who you guys be supporting in 2024?
I'm not sure yet.
You're going to have the option between Joe Biden and Donald Trump. You guys have to choose.
I know. And there's a lot of stuff that, Donald Trump has done that is like, really like, I don't know if I want to do that, but then even with the stuff that Joe Biden has said, it's still like, you don't really know if he's for sure, if he's serious. So I don't like, it's really iffy, but I'm going more towards Joe Biden, I guess, because I don't really like the way Donald Trump does things that he do and how he speaks to people, how he presents himself and how he speaks to people.
Who do you think will make the country safer?
I honestly feel like Joe Biden, because Donald Trump, he does whatever. He's like an intrusive thought. So I think Joe Biden, even though he don't really know what he's doing either, but he thinks like regularly. You know what I mean? Yeah, I would give it. I could say both of them, but because I'm leaning more towards Joe Biden, I would say with him. But Joe Biden does more stuff where he's trying to help other countries more than he's trying to help his own country that he's serving. So, that is something that could lead into something bigger. And then Donald Trump, he was more so, trying to help the people that he's with, but then I don't know the thoughts behind that and why he's trying to do that for his people. So I'm going more towards Joe Biden.
If Joe Biden's put other countries before us, how y'all gonna go for Joe Biden? We live in America. Yeah. He just said that he put people outside. Yeah. Put other countries before us.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying, it's for both of them, it's like a 50-50. Only reason why is because a few things that Joe Biden has said, I can lean more towards that, it goes with my, what's the word? My beliefs, I can say. Yeah, my values and my beliefs. And Trump is more, he does things because he wants to do it. He's not really, for me, he's not really talking to the people that he needs to talk to. And he's not really talking to, like, the people out here. Like, I've seen a few videos where Joe Biden is actually going out and he's talking to the people of America. But Trump hasn't really, to me, I haven't seen him really come out and really talk to the people. It's more of his.
Joe Biden is going out talking to the people. And Donald Trump is not. Pretty fine.
His thoughts on what he wants to do.
With the election coming in 2024, what do you think is going to happen?
We'll have more problems. We're going to have problems. I don't want to say, because I would hear probably be biased, but I like Trump. Like, Trump is definitely a wartime president. He's not about to play games. You know what I mean? And he's going to make sure we good.
So do you feel more protected underneath Trump than you would underneath Biden?
Biden's family feels more protected under Trump than they do Biden. You know what I mean? Like that's crazy. Like,
no, talk about all this. What do you think about the migrant crisis and everything that's going on here in New York City and in the Bronx? American general?
Honestly, people should feel safe, right? However, we got to clean up our own backyard before we even help somebody else go up there.
Remember this, like, earlier in the video? What about you, man? You're listening here, you're listening to talk. What do you think about what's going on?
Well, I voted Democrat for decades. And then at a certain point, I started saying to myself, why do we still have the same problems that just like perpetuate in our cities? And I really got frustrated with the Democrats, and I basically walked away. So I don't know if you know that walkaway movement. So I kind of tuned into that. I can't vote Democrat anymore. And I'm not saying one day if they clean their act out, go back. But no, then I looked into Donald Trump and finding out more about what was really going on with him, and got beyond the media and just I'm a Trump supporter. So and I don't support Biden at all. And I don't know. Democrat-run cities are I don't know. There's so many problems that needs to be cleaned up.
Do you think there are a lot more people like you who were once blue and that are now turning over to red?
Well, I hope so. I mean, I know that I've come across many of them online. A lot of people are waking up, getting frustrated. So I hope that Trump wins in 2024. And the divide between the Republicans and Democrats is so great. It's kind of scary because we don't know.
If Trump wins, we could see it out of the Democratic people, and if Joe Biden wins, do you think we could see almost like a civil war coming from the Republicans?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, but this country, I think, is in crisis.
Thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe to more.
One thing we saw from this video is that, in general, a lot of New Yorkers are extremely progressive. A lot of New Yorkers are apolitical and typically uninformed. And or a lot of New Yorkers just have some old and outdated talking points that they just keep regurgitating. While I love New York City because I'm from there, I still got family there, but at the end of the day, New York City does have a lot of issues, and in a lot of ways, it's one of the worst ran cities. A lot of people in New York City just don't have anything about politics whatsoever. As you saw, though, there were some people who were base, and that has come as a result of being able to see Trump over the last 8 years, to be able to have some type of comparative analysis on seeing what a bad president really looks like Biden, and seeing what Trump has done and had done when he was president, gives people some type of comparison now to now, after so many years, people are able to say, hey, this Democratic Party stuff is not what it's all cracked up to be. And that's what I talked about a little earlier and a lot before, is that now you have so many forms of media, you have so many people talking about politics. It's actually a good thing because now people can become more educated and get a larger understanding of politics and make more educated decisions. So this is a pretty good video. I'll let you see the different opinions of New Yorkers. There are actually more base people in this video than typically. I don't know if that was done on purpose or just, instead of 1% of New Yorkers being base, now there might be maybe 10, 15% of New Yorkers being base. Nevertheless, hope you liked the video. Make sure you check out my podcast and other videos. And I'm Mr. Rembrandt. See you on the next video.